An analysis of Carl Gustav Jung's book, Man and His Symbols. Carl Gustav Jung's Man and His Symbols is a unique work written not only for professional psychoanalysts, but also for a general audience. It explores the core ideas of Jungian psychology through the lens of symbols, dreams, and the unconscious. It serves as a guide to the human soul, helping us understand how our inner experiences are reflected in our outer lives. Jung wrote this book during the final years of his life. It was published in 1964, 1 year after his death, in collaboration with a group of his colleagues. His goal was to create an accessible guide that explained the complex concepts of analytical psychology in simple language. An interesting fact about the book: Jung began working on it at the age of 82, knowing his time was short. He considered this project his final gift to humanity. The book has since become one of Jung's most popular works among general readers. Why read this book? This book will help you better understand yourself and your internal processes. You can learn to work with dreams and use them as a source of insight. It also helps unlock hidden potential by bringing awareness to archetypes and symbols. If you want to deepen your understanding of the human psyche and live more mindfully, Man and His Symbols will be your reliable guide. Part 1. Dreams. The Key to the Unconscious. Chapter 1. The Nature of Dreams. This chapter examines the fundamental aspects of what dreams are and why they occur. The core idea is that dreams are a natural process that helps the mind process daily impressions and emotions. This process acts as a self-cleansing system for the psyche. To better understand dreams, it is necessary to record them systematically and analyze them within the context of one's current life. Keeping a regular dream journal allows one to identify recurring images and motifs. For example, a person who constantly dreams of lost items might realize their tendency to struggle with finishing tasks or letting go of the past. Understanding the nature of dreams provides a foundation for further work with them as a source of information about the subconscious. Chapter 2. The Interpretation of Dreams. This section details the methodology of dream analysis through the lens of Jungian psychology. The main idea is that every element of a dream has a personal meaning for the dreamer and must be interpreted within the context of their life and experience. This distinguishes Jung's approach from Freud's, where symbols often have universal meanings. When interpreting dreams, it is important to consider all details and pay special attention to images that evoke the strongest emotional reactions. Engaging in a dialogue with the dream helps reveal its meaning. If someone dreams of flying, it may indicate a desire for freedom or a wish to overcome limitations. The specific meaning depends on the dreamer's personal context. Dream interpretation techniques allow one to turn chaotic images into valuable indicators of a person's inner state. Summary of the part. The first part of the book shows that dreams are not just random images, but a complex mechanism for self-discovery. Through dream work, one can access hidden levels of the psyche and use this information for personal growth. The methods presented in these chapters provide practical tools for starting this work based on a scientific approach to dream analysis. Understanding the nature of dreams and mastering interpretation techniques is the first step toward deeper self-understanding. Part 2. The Unconscious. Chapter 3. The Personal Unconscious. This chapter is dedicated to exploring the personal unconscious as a repository of individual experiences and memories. The main idea is that the personal unconscious contains everything a person has forgotten or suppressed throughout their life. These hidden elements continue to influence behavior and thought. To work with the personal unconscious, one should practice free writing and observe their automatic reactions. This allows one to uncover hidden beliefs and traumas. A person experiencing unexplained anxiety in certain situations might use free writing to find a link between that reaction and a childhood experience. Understanding the nature of the personal unconscious helps one make sense of their own emotional reactions and behavioral patterns. Chapter 4. The Collective Unconscious. This section examines the collective unconscious as a universal aspect of the psyche containing archetypal images. The core idea is that the collective unconscious is inherited and contains archetypes common to all people. These archetypes manifest in myths, religions, and art. To work with the collective unconscious, it is important to study various cultural traditions and pay attention to recurring symbols in one's life. Meditation and working with mandalas also help connect with this level. A person who frequently dreams of traveling across water may recognize the connection between these dreams and the archetypal image of a river as a symbol of life's journey. Knowledge of the collective unconscious expands our understanding of human nature and its universal patterns. Summary of the part. The second part of the book demonstrates the dual nature of the unconscious through its personal and collective components. Studying the personal unconscious helps one understand their unique characteristics and overcome internal blocks. Gaining knowledge of the collective unconscious opens access to the deep archetypal roots of human culture. Combining these two approaches creates a holistic picture of the unconscious as a vital part of our psyche that affects every aspect of life. Techniques for working with both levels of the unconscious provide practical tools for self-discovery and development. Part 3. Religious Symbols in Modern Man. Chapter 5. Symbolism in Modern Culture. This chapter examines how religious symbols continue to exist and transform in the modern world. The main idea is that while traditional religions may be losing influence, their symbols remain relevant. They take on new forms in art, literature, and popular culture. These symbols continue to perform the important function of helping humans adapt to reality. To understand modern symbolism, it is important to study various cultural expressions from films to advertisements and identify the archetypal images within them. This helps recognize the hidden meanings in everyday life. For instance, a movie hero who sacrifices themselves to save others embodies the archetypal motif of redemption, even in a science fiction film. Analyzing modern cultural texts through the lens of religious symbolism allows for a deeper understanding of their meaning and impact on society. Chapter 6. Religious Symbols and Their Meaning. This section takes a closer look at specific religious symbols and their role in personal development. The core idea is that religious symbols carry universal human values and experiences. They help individuals cope with existential questions and serve as landmarks in the process of individuation. To work with religious symbols, one can use meditation or create their own symbols. It is important to find personal meaning in these images. A person experiencing a crisis of faith might find support in the symbol of light, which is traditionally associated with hope and enlightenment. Understanding the meaning of religious symbols helps harness their potential for spiritual development and solving life's challenges. Summary of the part. The third part of the book shows how religious symbols retain their power even in a secular society. By studying symbolism in modern culture, we can see how ancient images adapt to new conditions. Reflecting on religious symbols and their meaning provides an opportunity to use this rich experience for personal growth. Both chapters demonstrate that symbols are living structures capable of transforming while maintaining their essence. They help individuals find answers to eternal questions. Techniques for working with symbols offer practical approaches to their interpretation and application in modern life. Part 4. Individuation. Chapter 7. The process of individuation. This chapter explores the concept of individuation as a path toward self-realization and psychological wholeness. Individuation is the process of becoming aware of all aspects of one's personality, including the shadow and the anima or animus. This path requires the courage to accept one's hidden sides and integrate them into a unified whole. To work on individuation, it is necessary to keep a journal of observations regarding one's thoughts and emotions. It is important to pay attention to moments of inner conflict. Creative practices, such as drawing or writing poetry, help express deep-seated feelings. A person who has long suppressed their artistic abilities due to social pressure may begin to develop this aspect through creativity. In doing so, they move closer to their true nature. Understanding the process of individuation provides a map for the journey to oneself, where every difficulty becomes an opportunity for growth. Chapter 8. Symbols of Transformation. This section reveals the role of symbols in the process of change and personality transformation. The main idea is that symbols of transformation appear in our lives to point the way toward change. They help overcome obstacles and can manifest in dreams, fantasies, or everyday situations. To work with symbols of transformation, careful observation and interpretation are essential. Creating one's own symbols through art or meditation allows one to activate internal resources for change. If someone frequently dreams of climbing mountains, it may be a sign of the need to overcome current hardships. The image of the mountain then becomes a symbol of their personal strength. Using symbols of transformation helps make the process of change more conscious and manageable. Summary of the part. The fourth part of the book reveals a crucial aspect of Jungian psychology called the process of individuation. Through understanding this process, we can learn to accept all sides of our personality, which is the key to a fulfilling life. Studying symbols of transformation provides practical tools for navigating change and overcoming obstacles on this path. Individuation is not just a therapeutic process, but also a spiritual path to self-discovery. Part 5. The Nature of the Symbol. Chapter 9. The Essence of the Symbol. This chapter explores the fundamental aspects of what a symbol is and how it functions within the human psyche. The core idea is that a symbol is a multi-layered image expressing that which cannot be described in words. It arises from the collective unconscious and contains the universal experience of humanity. To understand the essence of a symbol, one must learn to see the hidden meaning behind its external form. This can be done through meditating on a specific symbol or creating one's own symbolic images. For example, a round stone found during a walk can become a symbol of wholeness and harmony when used in meditation. Understanding the essence of the symbol unlocks its potential as a bridge between the conscious and the unconscious. Chapter 10. The Role of Symbols in Personality Development. This section examines the influence of symbols on the process of becoming an individual and their significance at various stages of life. Symbols play a key role in development, helping to overcome crises and find new meanings. They act as guides between different levels of the psyche. To utilize symbols, it is important to notice recurring images and work with them through creativity or therapy. Creating personal symbols helps in solving life's challenges. A person going through a career crisis might find new meaning by working with a symbol of a tree that grows despite hardships. They can use this image in their reflections and creative practices. Integrating symbols into the developmental process helps make the journey more meaningful and effective. Summary of the part. The fifth part of the book concludes the exploration of symbols by diving deep into their nature and significance for personal development. Through understanding the essence of symbols, we learn to see the profound meanings behind their forms, connecting us to all of humanity. Studying the role of symbols shows how these images can be used to reach new levels of self-awareness. Both chapters emphasize the importance of working with symbols as one of the primary tools of Jungian psychology. This part concludes the book with a deep reflection on the role of symbols in the development of the human soul. This is such a wonderful book. I have compiled a separate list of all the important theses from this book, along with all the techniques and tools, and created a step-by-step action plan that you can immediately implement in your life. You can get all this in my community, Place of Power. There you will find a detailed text analysis with similar lists for each book being reviewed. The community has already thoroughly analyzed and made available to you hundreds of world bestsellers, with a new analysis released every day. Follow the link in the description and use it.